This is a 9th age frontline clash. Hold the ground, hold the center, between Sylvan elves, with a lot of cavalry, and vampire counts, with 3 units of dire wolves, ghouls, Barrow Guards, a black coach, great bats, and the main block of skeletons with 3 characters, including a Barrow King, a vampire lord,
and a Necromancer.
The Barrow King is the BSB. More ghouls, zombies, and these are actually
Barrow Knights.
the dire wolves, vanguard. And now we're rolling off to see who goes first. The vampire count chooses.
Da starter jeg. I will begin. Men må de på en måte wheelies de også?
Nei, flyers er skirmers, så de er light troops.
Sant det.
Skirmishers, light troops can move without wheeling. This is the first battle with a new vampire count's army.
Jeg tror vi flyr opp her. De kan fly 18. Så de flyr opp hit. Bare se om de er innenfor 18 av generalen. Ja, det er de. Se om de er innenfor 18. Det er de. De skal fly opp hit.
Vampire count use their first turn to move forwards. They seem to be expending all their chaff. And they raise 11 skeletons. Not moving full speed towards the ground they want to hold in the center. At the end of their movement, there is a touch of the Reaper on the Blade Lord, and he loses 1 wound. His will was not strong enough.
8 i movement.
Da kan fint charge 16. Det er 17-18 klarer den fint. Men det er ikke hver gang da.
Ok, jeg bare tar battle report.
The Sylvan elves move forwards. Holding back a little bit, they get off a treesinging to move this forward. These wildwood riders fail a charge against the bats. The archers shoot down one of the bats, and the other glade riders fail to shoot down any dogs. The dryads move up to protect the flank of the failed charge wildwood riders from these dogs, who had a perfect charge up there. Vampire counts, turn 2. The Blade Lord regained his 1 wound. From the Fountain of Youth attribute spell.
Okay.
And the oaken throne is in play. The black coach charged forwards from between the ghouls and the Barrow Guard. They charged the druids. It charged the druids, killing 4 druids and routing it, but it did not catch it in pursuit. Still, it looks like the coach is safe from counter charges. The vampire counts chaffed up. And are looking to get charged by the Sylvan elves in Sylvan Elf turn 2. They pulled back with their great bat and wolf chaff. The druids here are fleeing. And the Sylvan elves are chaffed up pretty well. What may they do? The Druid Druid on the dragon. The Wildwood Rangers with paired weapons. And the Kestrel Knights charge the unit of zombies. The Thicket Beasts charge the direwolves, and those are the Sylvan Elf charges. These Wildwood Rangers with spears run up to chaff, out of line of sight of the Barrow Guards and ghouls, or just to get behind, not even to chaff. The Blade Lord and Blade Dancers turn to face the Dark Coach, as do these Wildwood Rangers with paired weapons, and the Glade Guards and Archers line up to shoot down the last dire bat. In that unit. Let's see how the overruns work here. The Dragon, Wildwood Riders and Kestrel Knights kill together 25 zombies and crumble the 3 remaining. The Kestrels overrun into the direwolves and crumble them together with the Thicket Beasts, and they all align to face their opponents. It'll be vampire count turn 3, and very few valuable units have fallen yet, so nothing is decided. The ghouls charge these Wildwood Rangers. The Barrow Knights charged the Druid on the dragon.
Before that, the Kestrel Knights fled when the Barrow Knights charged them.
Of course. And they fled again from these wolves who charged them afterwards and almost caught them. They were within an inch. The rest of the vampires move forwards towards the core of the enemy army, and the vampire counts are holding the center right now. So they're being very reticent about getting a flank charge on their 2 remaining blocks here. They're choosing not to go into the Thicket Beasts in the center here. Now we'll resolve the combat of vampire count turn 3. The Barrow Guards do the average actually. They charged the dragon, did no wounds, but the dragon did no wounds either. It lost by 1 and it fled. And the Barrow Guards caught the dragon and the Druid. They overran into the 6 Wildwood Riders, and there were 20 ghouls there as well. The Wildwood Rangers killed 15 ghouls. And the ghouls and the Barrow Guards killed 4 Wildwood Rangers in return, but they both lost the combat by 10. The ghouls crumbled, the last 5 ghouls, but the Barrow Guards managed a double 1 on their leadership, on their crumble, so 2 Barrow Guards remain. A very valiant charge of the Barrow Guards. It'll be sung in a hoarse voice in the dank castles of old Europe. On Sylvan Elf turn 3, the Barrow Guards and Wildwood Rangers or Riders kill one of each other and stick. These Wildwood Riders run down 2 great bats, and overrun into the Barrow Guard flank. More Wildwood Riders are facing the Barrow Guards and chaffing up the ghouls behind, confident that they'll be able to take a rear charge and crumble the zombies of the ghouls. We'll see if they're overconfident. And these are facing the rear of the Dark Coach. Now it's Vampire Count turn 3.
4.
Turn 4, of course. On turn 4, the Kestrel Knights are still fleeing from the last turn. The Black Coach, Cadaver wagon and dogs, direwolves, manage to kill 4 thicket beasts, and they flee on their stubborn leadership of 8, just outside of the general's reach. The dogs chase it down. They were the strongest unit. The thicket beasts fled out of the woods and were caught. And now we're going to fight the fateful combats right here with the Barrow Guards. On turn 4. The Barrow Guards reformed after losing the combat severely, but they managed their rerollable general's leadership, of course, to reform.
Lost 17 wounds.
17 wounds, but they'll have the Barrow...
Vampire courtier.
The Vampire Courtier will be in the front ranks to fight with the highest initiative against the Wildwood Riders. And these Blade Dancers are not able to charge in to help with the general. Sylvan Elves turn 4 next. And it's not looking too bright unless they can make some fast moves there.
Vent, vi resolver en combat till då.
The Wildwood Riders charged into the Barrow Guards in the flank a couple of rounds ago, and they were now slain by the Vampire Hero and the Barrow Guards who had reformed to face them, all dead. The Glade Riders killed direwolves in the upper corner and a bunch of ghouls on the other charge. The last charge the Sylvan Elves had was the Blade Dancer General against the Dark Coach. And this combat is still to be resolved. The Blade Dancers do 1 wound, but the Dark Coach is stubborn in the Van Karstein bloodline, which is this Vampire Count army, so it doesn't crumble one bit. The Barrow Guards reformed to face the Glade Riders here, and the Barrow Knights finally finished the last Wildwood Rider. Now it's Vampire Count turn 5, and they're closing in on causing undeath and unhallowed grounds in these forests. The Blade Dancers do 1 wound, but the Dark Coach is stubborn in the Van Karstein bloodline, which is this Vampire Count army, so it doesn't crumble one bit. The Barrow Guards reformed to face the Glade Riders here, and the Barrow Knights finally finished the last Wildwood Rider. Now it's vampire count turn 5, and they're closing in on causing undeath and unhallowed grounds in these forests. The Barrow Guards with the ghouls clean up 5 Glade Riders and turn reform to face the last 5 Glade Riders. The Great Skeletal Horde clip into the Blade Dancers along with the Black Coach, which was charged by them last Sylvan Elf turn, and the Corpse Cart charged in as well. The Blade Dancers managed 8 3+ ward saves in a row, so they have 4 Blade Dancers left. The champion of the Blade Dancers is in a challenge with the Vampire Lord, and he's still alive. The Kestrel Knights rallied, and they'll be charging on Sylvan Elf turn 5. On Sylvan Elf turn 5, the last 3 Blade Dancers and the Blade Lord dies. The Blade Lord dies to 3 grinding attacks from the Black Coach, which has now done 3 more wounds, so it's up to 7 at least.
10 er det oppi.
It's up to 10 now, the Black Coach.
Så nå er det vampyr og hele pakka oppi der. Ja, det var det i stad også. Det glemte vi jo. Vampyren har jo mye mer initiativ.
We forgot the vampire was awakened in the Black Coach. The Glade Riders killed a couple of ghouls charging them, but they didn't manage to crumble them.
Shit, den er awakened vampire. Den er 6 initiativ, 4 angrep, styrke 5, weapon skill 6.
The Barrow Guards charged into the Glade Riders and killed the last 3 of them, remaining after the last round. The Barrow Knights and the Black Coach, the dark, dreadful cavalry, charged the Kestrel Knights, made it in, and killed all 3 Kestrels. Now only the Sylvan Archers remain on the table. Will they fall before they can run into the objective? On Sylvan Elf turn 6, the brave remaining archers try to rush in, charge the skeleton unit to contest the objective, and they're not very enthusiastic on the charge.
Og så at Barrow Knights og Vogna er klare MVPs, most valuable players i min armé.
The Barrow Guards and the Black Coach are the most valuable players. Now, of course, the Barrow Knights.
Barrow Knights.
So these cavalry are the most valuable units. And the Wood Elves will need a BSB for the next game. The Kestrels are dead.